Hey traders, today we're going to recap last week's trading week. Last week's trading week was shared in the Telegram, and there is a video on YouTube which was just released last week. We streamed it live last week just to go over the major pairs, what we're actually looking to trade, how we're looking to trade them, and where we're looking for these setups to form. So we ended up taking about 7 trades last week on these major pairs, many more for the minors as well. But just 7 trades, and it wasn't the best week. We lost about 5 trades, I believe. We lost 5 trades and we won 2, but we still managed to come out on top with just around 40 to 50 pips for the week. So, you know, the main focus, the secret to trading is getting a good risk to reward on your trades. Okay, so let's just jump in and see. All these analysis should still be the same as last week's video. I haven't changed them. But as we do the market prep for next week, then we will update these lines and see how we're going with them. I've already done my update on the MT4 because that's where the EA is actually taking these trades. And from there, I know that some of the sentiments have changed. Looking to just take trades in the opposite direction and things just like that for some of the pairs at least. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Let's check out what's going on the screen. So these vertical lines, are basically like period separators. They basically show the start and end of the week. So the week started here on this candle, pretty much just like that. And we had these 4 major support areas where we're looking for price to actually reject from. I believe this support here that we did get the rejection from wasn't in the previous video, but as the market developed, I drew this line in. I drew this line in pretty early on in the week because, as we can see, there was about 2 candle rejections. You might not be able to see it the clearest right now, but I hope that you will get used to it, and I hope that you will learn this way. I've made other videos where I specified why the candles are all black and how this will help improve our trading. So realistically, I'm going to stick to it like this because I like it like this, and I prefer to put you guys at the disadvantage where it'll be harder to learn and more like it'll build you up sturdier when you can go back to the psychological affecting candles with the red and the green, and then you'll get the emotional play on that. When you have them all black, you won't get that. So like I was saying, we got 2 candle rejections here. Actually, we got 3 candle rejections with this candle here with the crosshairs on. That was a bullish candle rejection. Then we got a bearish candle, then another bullish candle rejection, just showing that buyers want to hold in at this place. So I seen that we had a hiccup here in the past, and we had a hiccup here as well. Let me see if I can just drag the drawing tool. This brush tool is a really good one, actually. Okay, so we seen the hiccup that we had here, and we had a hiccup here as well. So seeing that, and I seen that we're having another hiccup with those 3 candles, those 2 candle rejections. So I drew that line in, and then we actually ended up taking a trade on that zone after the line was drawn on one of the other candle rejections. Stop loss just on the other side of the zone. You guys know how I do it, hopefully by now. And then our risk to reward was 1 to 3. So in this case, it was a really good setup and really good trade because as soon as we hit our take profit, price declined. So we would have probably just broken even at this trade. Sorry about that. Yeah, we probably would have just broken even on this trade, and it would have been just like that. So we seen the zones. The first zone here did not get a rejection at all. The bearish candle just broke right through. The second one got the retest. The third zone here, it's just a probable zone. We didn't get a retest there either. And the fourth zone, we didn't get a retest there either, which is okay. These zones are just there to give us probable ideas for the trend. We want to make sure the market doesn't go out of trend while interacting, while still looking for buys on these trades in situations like this. Like if we just get a lot of consolidation throughout the week, I believe when we touch on Euro USD, we'll actually see a good example of this. Yeah, so let's just hop on to the next pair. I believe the next major pair is Euro USD actually. So this one was a winning trade. And then Euro USD, I believe we didn't take a trade on this one actually. We took 7 trades. We took so Euro USD, I'm not sure what happened to my analysis on this one, but let's go to the weekly really quick. Let's go through and just delete this and put the period separators in so we can see what the week was like. You know, weekly, then 4 hour. So this was last week. I know for last week we were with the bullish sentiment. Well, Euro USD, we actually didn't take any trades on, so there's nothing to recap about this one. There's not much to recap about this one, but I do want to say that even though we had these zones that we're looking to take trade opportunities at, I believe we were long for the week because we were long on the other XUSD pairs. So Australian USD, NZD USD, Pound USD was also a bullish pair as well. So we were looking for buys, I believe, on this. We would just have to go back and check the last market outlook video from last week to actually verify. But we did not produce any trades on this one. So basically, there's not much to recap. We got a lot of consolidation, which is one thing that kept me out of taking trades, was this period. And then we pulled back up, but we didn't manage to interact with the resistance area at all. But nonetheless, even if we did interact, we're only looking for buys. So we're only looking for support to be rejected. And then we popped back into another consolidation period here. And remember, we're on the 4-hour time frame. So these consolidation periods are about 1 to 2 days each. So maybe this is about, there's 5 days last week. So maybe this is about 1.5 days, 1 day, 1.5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this was more towards Friday as the pressure kicked in. And we'll actually be able to see that pressure a lot better in the market outlook video for next week, as we see all the other XUSD or all the other USD related pairs go through the same correlation move downwards. That one did it, Euro USD did it, and then the next pair that I believe we did take a trade on, this trade, like I said, the EA did some inconsistencies that I wasn't really expecting, but I did work with it and we still did come out on top for the weekend. But something like that where we did take a trade like this, but we had to just get out by the market. The other thing here is from last week, we closed down here. So we're looking for a retest and a rejection. We did not get a retest and a rejection of this. We did get the retest, sorry, but we didn't get a rejection, a bearish candle rejection of this first zone. Second zone, we didn't get that either. It was only at the third zone that we actually got that setup. So that's where we ended up taking our entry, and we're looking to take 1 to 3. Stop loss, always on the other side of the zone. But this one, like I said, we had to close right before our market closed. That's just the way I personally do my trading. Well, not my trading, but that's how I'm going about this style of trading. So that's how that one went. We didn't get a rejection of the first level. We didn't get a rejection of the second level, but we did get one at the third. So like I say, these are just probable areas. And let's just move on to the next chart, NZD USD. So NZD USD, very consolidating pair. And on this one as well, we can see the XUSD correlation with that bearish move that came in towards the end on all those pairs that we looked at. AU, EU, GU, and this one NU is doing the same thing. So that's something you can apply. I talk about it in the free trading package. You can go and learn how to use correlation a little bit. So this is one where we had last week's information like this. Bullish setup, everything is bullish. We're looking for a rejection of these supports to actually be able to get into a trade and go longwards. First support here, no rejection at all. Second support is where we start getting the consolidation to come in, and that was the key to get into a trade. We only took one setup on this, one failed setup. So we had, I believe, was it this trade? No. So this one, we ultimately just didn't hit our take profit. It was risk 1 to gain 3. And we didn't end up getting to hit our take profit. This support and resistance area just held really firmly. We got a double top there, which is a bearish signal. But we seen the bearish double top, which gave us signs that price may not want to continue higher. There's the double top, there's the rejection of the resistance, and then there's the bearish candles that actually do come in at this price area. And then on top of that, there's correlation with the other USD pairs that did something very similar. Okay, so that's really how that one went. It was a lot of consolidation. We were up about 50 pips, call it, before the price ultimately ended up crashing to our stop loss, which is totally okay. So USD CAD, I believe we might have taken 2 setups on this. One failed setup, maybe losing 30 pips or so. And then here we have another winner. Risk 1 to gain 3. That's the target. First, one thing I do want to mention though is the MT4 and TradingView, their charts are not exactly the same. They're not to the T exactly the same. So that's why there might be a little difference between actually taking an entry on the MT4 versus taking an entry here. And I want to clarify that I'm just taking my entries from the MT4 and then matching it with this. Okay, so here we have a huge bullish candle that went through all of that, and then we actually got the rejection. Price didn't want to be up there, closed back below the support and resistance area, which tells us to take a trade. We got a bearish candle interacting with the resistance, so take a trade. Stop loss, other side of the zone, just like that, and then risk 1 to gain 3, and then we smashed through our TP before we got another retest. Next week is a bullish week for this pair because we did have a bullish close, but we'll get more into that in the market outlook for next week. But you can see first rejection, first area of interest, we didn't get a good setup or anything like that, so we would have moved past that and just waited for the second or the third, wherever we can get a rejection. If there's no rejection for the week, there's no reason to take a trade at all. Next one, USD Swiss. Now, USD Swiss, I believe we did manage to get into a trade somewhere around here, and the markup just isn't there. Somewhere around here, but I believe, what had happened with this? I believe I might have had this zone like this, and we did pull back in for the retest, something just like this, taking an entry as the bullish candle closed on the other side of the zone. Stop loss would have to be a minimum of 30, and take profit would be 1 to 3. So something just along those lines. I believe for this one, we did end up hitting the stop loss with all the consolidation that was happening. I did tighten the stop loss to, I believe, about a 20 pip stop loss, and we just got hit out on that one. But this one here as well, we can see that this pair took a bullish move to the upside, which is somewhat similar to the opposite side of the spectrum with the ex-USD pairs, Australian USD, Euro USD. They all took a turn around the same point in time. So here was the last one, USD JPY. We have no markup for this one as well. But this one, I believe, was a bullish week given the fact that last week had an extremely bullish candle, which I remember mentioning this in the previous video. This candle covers the 3 previous candles, showing that a lot of buyers are entering the market at this point in time. So with that being said, let me just put this on real quick, so we know our period separators, we know when the week started and when the week ended. But we're looking for retest of these support areas, which I believe we might have gotten 1 or 2, but I believe this pair was also one of those pairs that weren't set up properly on the EA, and we probably took counter trend trades, which we would have had to abandon or something like that. But all the details to every of them, like my memory's not 100% the best. All the details are in the Telegram where I've sent everything live as they were happening. So yeah, that's all there really is to say for this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Look out for the market outlook for next week. There we're going to touch into what we're looking for to take for next week, showing you my analysis on these major pairs, and that's all there really is to say. Sorry, one more thing actually. I'm actually trading all the majors and the minors. I will release a group very soon. I'm not sure when, but it will be for free. just with all the majors and the minors, I'm just trying to iron out the details to have all the minors sent properly and efficiently. And then there I will share everything with everybody. And I was sharing these in the public Telegram as well, but I felt like it was bombarding the chat with less charts, less actual information, more with just what's actually being traded. And I'd rather focus on the charts and the education and all of that rather than education first. Education always first. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.